When a brand that's almost 200 years old starts cutting jobs and missing revenue targets, it's easy to say they've lost it. But could Burberry actually be on the brink of something great? Let's take a quick look at where they've been, how they're setting the stage for a serious brand reset, and what marketers can learn from it. Before Burberry became a high fashion powerhouse, it was all about utility. Founded in 1856, their earliest ads focused on function over fantasy. They showed explorers bundled up in gabardine while trekking across the Arctic. And side note, gabardine is the fabric that Thomas Burberry actually invented. A lot of change came to the brand near the turn of the millennium, and up until 1998, the brand had been known as Burberry's. That year, they started to run print ads with their new name, Burberry, without the S. In 1999, they shifted gears visually and cast Kate Moss in a black and white campaign shot by Mario Testino. Despite their rebrand into a luxury fashion label, their image actually took a nosedive in the early 2000s. The iconic check got over-licensed and counterfeited to high hell, but the brand stayed strong and brought on the likes of Agnes Dean and Lily Donaldson, who were two British models dominating the modeling industry. These campaigns were sleek, youthful, and a far cry from where the brand had been. When Christopher Bailey became the chief creative officer in 2014, Burberry didn't just become relevant again. They became the blueprint for innovation in the fashion industry. Under Bailey's leadership, they pioneered the see now, buy now model, which let customers shop collections online immediately after they were shown on the runway. But there are three distinct tension points we cannot overlook. The first, romanticism versus relevance. Burberry's identity has always leaned into the idea of British romanticism. We've got the fog and the fields and the rain and the grass, and I get it, it's who they are.
It's usually the same kind of minimal approach. I mean, it's what you are.
But it's kind of boring. For today's consumer, it's just not translating into the same type of poetry it used to. If your brand hasn't evolved in decades, I've got bad news. You're not leaning on heritage, you're hiding behind it. The second tension point, their dedication to safety versus distinction. Burberry has played it safe for far too long. Their recent collections are fine, but honestly, they've been mostly forgettable. And I truly understand this though. After the weird chaos of the Riccardo Tisci years, it's like they don't want to rock the boat. But fear is one of the heaviest things we can hold, and if they don't let go, they'll just wind up sinking their boat anyway. The third is identity versus execution. Their current strategy of British luxury with the focus on outerwear sounds fine on paper, but again, we've been here before. One truth is that even the best strategy can fall flat if it's poorly put into execution. And that's what's happening with Burberry. The brand has a very clear, defined identity, but as of lately, their marketing has been super lackluster, which waters down their overall impact. And this includes the bulk of their ad campaigns under creative director Daniel Lee. While their strategy says they want to juxtapose heritage and innovation, you really wouldn't know it from most of their advertising. So your strategy only works if it's felt in every touch point once you go to market, not just as pretty slides within your deck. Even still, there are a few things that are working very well for the brand. They're tightening focus, and it might have sounded like I was ripping their strategy a new one, but I appreciate that Burberry Forward is more than a tagline for them. When it comes to their outerwear, they've said they want to rebalance with fewer, bigger investments, and I think that would be smart across product categories. With less noise and more clarity, I think their marketing will have a much better chance to thrive because simpler equals sharper. And don't be fooled by the concept of simplicity because it can still be quite compelling when done well. And that leads us to Daniel Lee finding his voice. His first few shows were all over the place, but for fall/winter 2025, he might have sent down his strongest collection to date. It felt contemporary, yet rooted in what the brand is known best for without feeling quote-unquote nostalgic. That kind of evolution is exactly what the brand needs more of. If Lee's creative vision is starting to crystallize, the marketing team is about to have something really powerful and beautiful to build around. And finally, their creative team is on point. David Lane and Drew Vickers have been working hand in hand on Burberry's ad campaigns, and yes, I've mentioned just now that their work for the brand has been lackluster, but that doesn't mean I don't think they're crazy talented. Lane is a sharp creative director who can pull weird greatness out of a photographer, and this is proven in the work he's done for other brands like Delcourt and Hermes. To execute a successful marketing campaign takes a lot of collaborative effort, and I am so happy to say things have finally gelled for them with their Burberry Festival campaign. Here's how the brand describes it. Through the lens of 1990s Britain and the cultural movement of Cool Britannia, the new campaign celebrates a legacy still alive today. And this, everyone, is how they needed to embrace nostalgia. Not only did they lean into music festivals, which are highly relevant right now, they got Liam Gallagher from Oasis to star in the campaign. In addition to weaving in the frontman for one of Britain's most iconic bands, the campaign also has super famous British models, a young celebrated British rapper, and of course, a K-pop idol. For the Burberry Festival campaign, they've embraced culture in all the right ways. So what can marketers take away from all of this? Evolve your story. Don't just repeat it. Leaning on nostalgia again is not a strategy. It's a tactic. You shouldn't ignore or reject your past, especially if it worked well, but you do need to grow beyond it. If you only try to recreate what was once iconic, you become stale and outdated. Relevance comes from doubling down on what makes you unique in the here and now. You should also remember it's okay to take a swing. Boring marketing doesn't inspire action. However, taking a creative risk doesn't mean being loud or controversial just to try and go viral. It means making choices that show you have a genuine perspective and are interested in pushing your brand forward. Creative risks should reflect your ambitions. Finally, don't drop the ball on your execution. For me, I would say great work often starts with a very solid strategy, but even the best strategy means absolutely nothing if it doesn't translate to what we see in the real world. As marketers, we have the privilege of having many jobs, and one of those jobs is to be the connective tissue between vision and reality. In conclusion, Burberry has always had the right ingredients. Now they just need to figure out how to best use them. If you're watching this, I'm gonna gather you're a fan of the brand, so I'm curious if you think they can pull off a big revival. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you liked this breakdown, hit subscribe for more videos that take a quick look beneath the surface. Bye.